Your car payment is never just a car payment. The moment you sign that contract, 3 other bills show up uninvited. Insurance climbs every renewal. One repair bill wipes out 3 months of savings. And the day you try to sell, the number on that screen makes your stomach drop. For a man living on a fixed pension, that is not an inconvenience. That is a threat to everything you spent 40 years building. Here is what most reviews will never tell you. The Tesla Model 2 was not designed to be fast. It was not designed to be flashy. It was designed specifically to kill those 3 bills before they ever find your wallet. Today, I'm going to break this car down the way an engineer looks at a machine. Not to impress you, but to protect your money. I will tell you exactly what is confirmed, what is reported from credible sources, and what is still estimated. No hype, no pressure, just the technical truth. Stay until the end because the final section redefines what the word cheap actually means, and it may change how you think about every car you ever buy. Smaller body, more space you actually use. Let me start with a number that surprised me when I first ran across it. Based on reported design specifications, the Model 2 is roughly 230 millimeters shorter than a Model 3 and about 80 millimeters lower. On paper, that sounds like less space, but Tesla reportedly increased real usable volume by an estimated 20% with projected cabin and cargo capacity around 2,450 L. How? Because they did not just shrink the car, they reallocated space. Most sedans waste volume in the roofline and behind the rear seats. A redesigned roofline and steeper hatchback angle pushes usable depth where you actually store things. Smaller outside, bigger where it counts. Seats, legroom, cargo. Now, here's the part that matters. If you have knee or back issues, according to reported engineering data, the front doors open about 1.15 m wide at roughly a 37 degrees hinge angle. Inside, reduced seat thickness and a trim dash reportedly add around 42 millimeters of knee room. That may sound small, but in ergonomic terms, it's the difference between stepping in cleanly and twisting your hip every time. For anyone with a bad back or knee history, that's not comfort, that's injury prevention. The other number worth knowing is the estimated turning radius, about 5.15 m versus roughly 5.3 m on a Mazda MX-5. That suggests the Model 2 could be easier to place in tight lots and narrow streets. Combined with an estimated weight under 1,450 kilograms, it should carry less inertia in stop-and-go traffic, which translates to lower energy use. And lower energy use means lower charging cost every single month. The Model 2 is not trying to impress you with size. It's trying to stop you from paying for space you never use while protecting the comfort you actually need. But getting the interior right is just the beginning. The real savings are not in how the car feels. They're in how the car is built, where cheap actually lives inside the factory. Here's a question no car reviewer ever asks. What does it actually cost to build a car? Not the sale price, the build cost. Because the gap between those two numbers is where manufacturers hide their margin and where you, as the buyer, eventually pay through hidden repair costs, poor materials, and premature wear. Based on reported supply chain information, Tesla is doing something structurally different with the Model 2 at the manufacturing level, and it matters directly to your wallet. Start with the body structure. Tesla is reportedly developing a new alloy that combines steel, aluminum, and manganese, a material mix designed to balance durability, weight, and production cost. This combination is estimated to reduce body weight by approximately 8%, which is around 45 kilograms less than a comparable steel body. And in electric vehicle engineering, weight reduction is the single most efficient lever for range improvement. Industry research from independent automotive engineering studies, not Tesla marketing, consistently shows that reducing vehicle weight by 10% improves energy efficiency by roughly 8 to 6%. That means less battery capacity needed for the same range, which keeps production costs down without shrinking the usable miles per charge. Now, here's a number that deserves more attention than it usually gets. The new material reportedly increases body stiffness by approximately 15%. Estimated testing data suggests the frame reduces deformation by about 20 newton meters per degree of torsion. A stiffer frame means the suspension does its job more accurately. The steering returns clearer feedback to your hands, and the doors stay aligned for longer. A frame that flexes less rattles less. And that rattling, that creaking, that door that starts sticking after 2 winters, those are the early warnings of a car quietly degrading in structural quality. Here's something the automotive industry does not advertise. Dealership service departments make a significant portion of their revenue from exactly those small recurring failures, rattles, squeaks, seals that let moisture in. The Model 2 is reportedly engineered to suppress that process before it starts. That is engineering against the service bay, not for the showroom. But the most aggressive cost-cutting move Tesla is reportedly making is one most people have never heard of. Traditional automotive paint, the multi-layer process every car you've ever owned went through, can reportedly cost up to $3,000 per vehicle to apply. It requires massive temperature-controlled spray booths, dozens of chemical layers, extended curing time, and enormous energy consumption. Tesla is reported to be developing a technology called dry coat finish, which uses a metallic vapor deposition process. Instead of spraying chemicals onto the surface and baking them in, this process reportedly bonds metallic coating directly to the alloy at a molecular level. The estimated result, approximately 40 kilograms of CO2 eliminated per vehicle during production, significantly shorter finishing time, and a surface that is structurally harder than traditional polymer paint. When color is integrated directly into the material rather than applied on top of it, it is estimated to resist scratches better, hold up against UV exposure longer, and not peel or fade the way standard paint does after years in the sun. For someone who parks in a driveway in Florida or Arizona, that's the difference between a car that looks 10 years old at year 4 and one that still holds its finish at year 8 without expensive paint correction.